One afternoon, there was a fire outbreak at Madam Cash POS store and burnt down everything to ashes. It was a terrible day for Madam Cash as all her POS store got burnt in one day. Madam Cash was so devastated and decided to take revenge on Ukachi. She visited a juju man to help her destroy everything that belongs to Ukachi and also make life unbearable for her before finally killing her. One afternoon, there was a fire outbreak at Madam Cash POS store and burnt down everything to ashes. It was a terrible day for Madam Cash as all her POS store got burnt in one day. Madam Cash was so devastated and decided to take revenge on Ukachi. She visited a juju man to help her destroy everything that belongs to Ukachi and also make life unbearable for her before finally killing her. After some evil incantations, the juju man gave her a charm and instructed her on how to use it. He told her to sprinkle the substance in Ukachi's store at night and leave the rest for the charm to manifest its purpose. The following night, Madam Cash went to Ukachi's store along with the charm and did as instructed by the juju man. She was about leaving but unable to move her legs. She tried applying force for her to leave before anyone sees her, but her legs were pinned to the ground. She tried to move for a few minutes, but all efforts were in vain, and then she started screaming for help, but no help from anywhere. Her legs were pinned to the ground till the next morning. When Ukachi arrived at her store that morning, she saw people gathered at her store. At first, she thought her store was robbed again, and she walked faster to know why they gathered her store. But when she got there, she saw her ex-madam, Madam Cash, sitting on the ground pleading for mercy. What Madam Cash did not know was that before Ukachi went home the previous night, she anointed her store with the holy oil she brought from the church and prayed over her store and business. And with the presence of the holy oil from the house of God, no evil will come near it and go freely. And that was why Madam Cash's legs were pinned to the ground till the next morning in order to expose her evil deeds to everyone. When Ukachi saw Madam Cash sitting on the ground, she asked to know why. Then Madam Cash began to confess all her evil deeds in front of everyone. What happened was that 2 days for Ukachi to stop working for her and start her own POS business, a huge amount of money in her possession got missing, and she knew the whereabouts of the money but kept quiet just to make Ukachi work extra years for her. And for her plans to succeed, she paid someone very close to Ukachi to steal the money and made it look like Ukachi stole the money that was kept under her watch. Ukachi asked her whom the person was. Ukachi almost collapsed when Madam Cash told her that her sister Ukamaka was the one she paid to steal the money. But after some weeks, she returned the money and threatened to expose her if she did not free Ukachi. She allowed her to leave and start her own POS business. She also confessed that she uses evil powers to hold her sales reps for them to work for her for many years without the thought of starting their own. And when her evil powers didn't work on her like others, she decided to do what she did. She confessed again that her encounter with the unknown thieves was also her doings. Everyone was shocked at her confession. Ukachi could not believe that her own sister, whom she sacrificed everything for, could think of conniving with an evil woman to destroy her for nothing. Ukachi was so heartbroken and went back home in tears, while Madam Cash was banned from engaging in any business. Ukachi told Amechi and Uzondo what happened and all that Madam Cash said. They were all shocked to know that Ukamaka was part of Madam Cash's evil and wicked plans. She confronted Ukamaka to know if all what Madam Cash said was true. Ukamaka admitted to her wrongs and pleaded for forgiveness. Ukachi forgave her after some days. 1 month later, Uzondo and his family came for the payment of the bride price, and that was when Ukachi knew the real identity of Uzondo. Uzondo was never a meat seller, neither was he poor. He was the only son of the rich village governor, Mazi Anyanwu, from the neighboring village. What happened was that when he came back from the white man's country, where he spent almost all his life, he decided to take a wife, but he was so disappointed that the maidens in his village were all after his wealth and popularity. In order not to make the biggest mistake of his life by marrying the wrong woman, he decided to change his real identity to a fake identity. And all that was done with the permission of his father and help from his friends, who also joined him to sell meat at the local markets, just to make the story real, and that was how he found and met her. He also said that he was the happiest man in the village when he knew that Ukachi loved him for whom he was and agreed to marry a poor meat seller like him, despite Ukamaka's warning. And then he told her the main reason her sister Ukamaka was against her marrying him. The reason was that Ukamaka approached him and told him that she loves him, and when he turned her down by telling her that he doesn't love her, she threatened to destroy his relationship with Ukachi by trying to convince her not to marry him because he was poor. Uzondo then told Ukachi that he never wanted to be the reason two sisters are fighting. That was why he never told her earlier, and they are about to start a new journey of their life, and he doesn't want them to start it by keeping secrets. Again, Ukachi was so ashamed of her sister's actions and wicked motive. Ukachi confronted her sister, Ukamaka, and again, she pleaded for her forgiveness. Ukachi forgave her but warned her never to come near her again. Few weeks after the marriage rites were performed, Ukachi gave her POS store to her brother Amechi as a support aside from the monthly salary, while she moved in with her husband to start her new chapter of life. Her husband opened 2 bigger POS stores for her, and she had more than enough sales reps who runs the business for her. Few weeks later, Madam Cash left the village overnight without a trace, for she could no longer bear the shame and humiliation from the villagers, while Ukachi found peace in her new journey and they lived happily ever after. Lessons to be learned from this is that supporting your loved ones and anyone who needs support is the best thing to do, for good name is better than riches. Don't sow your soul to the devil by betraying your loved ones because of money, just like how Judas Iscariot betrayed Jesus with a kiss or because of money. Money is good, but it becomes the root of all evil when you allow yourself to be controlled and carried away by it. Love is for those who accept it, believe, trust, and hold on to it with care, and not for those that takes it with force. Thanks for watching. If you learned 1 or 2 from this story, please let me know at the comment section. And don't forget to support our channel by subscribing, like, and share. See you soon in our next story. Bye. Everything